Well, now to a shell game of sorts. Would you believe that there's such a thing as competitive oyster shucking?
Indeed, I would. NBC Sports' Harry Chickma takes a closer look at this offbeat sport that's growing in popularity.
Believe it or not, this is a competitive sport. It's oyster shucking, an international sport among seafood aficionados that requires more skill than meets the eye.
You have to have excellent hand-eye coordination, really excellent stamina and determination.
Seafood restaurants worldwide send their most talented shuckers to regional competitions. A winning check there could meet an invitation to compete at the legendary International Championships in Galway, Ireland.
You get a crowd of people rooting on these shuckers. Go, go, go.
Sandy Ingber is the executive chef at New York's famed Grand Central Oyster Bar, a 10-year veteran oyster shucking judge.
They give them 24 oysters, and who can shuck them in the fastest? They add points, which are deductions for things like grit, a cut oyster, oyster not properly placed on the shell.
I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy how they can just open so many oysters in some little time.
Well, there's no question oyster shucking is spreading throughout the world. And if you ask people affiliated with the sport, they believe this growth stems from people's love for oysters.
They really take detail to their work. They're athletes and they're also artists.
Like all other athletes, competitive oyster shuckers train for competition with lots of experience and practice.
And we send them over to the oyster bar to train. We give them a chance. They train amongst themselves. There's no such thing as shucking school.
A sport that may not sound so fishy after all. In New York City, Harry Chickma, NBC Sports.
That looks like a blast. Hey, be sure.
Dangerous, that.
Indeed.